I didn't like the new studio bench, so I just changed it. I dropped the height down a few inches, about 6 inches I think. The problem was it was too high, and if I was working on something that was like 20 inches tall, for instance like a box fan, the top of the unit was at eye level, and so I couldn't see on top of it. And in the camera, the video angle was really awkward. The camera was like a foot away from the ceiling just to see it, and it wasn't working. So I cut the legs off down about 6 or 8 inches, and I think this is the height that I'm going to keep it at. I think the old bench at the old location was like an inch too higher than this, but this will do. This is fine. And I took the carpet out from under there because unfortunately I don't think that the carpet can be over the whole floor. We can still have carpet, but it's got to be removable, because when it floods again, if it does, I need to be able to take the carpet up so it's not getting wet. So that situation is corrected. But now there's a pegboard problem, because the pegboard was cut to fit the old bench, and obviously now it doesn't fit this one properly. So I think I'm going to have to get a new pegboard, which is fine because I needed to buy a pegboard for the garage anyways. So what I'll do is I'll use this pegboard in the garage because it'll be tall enough, and then I'll get a new board for in here, which also is fine because I never liked this piece anyways. It's got all these, it's just junky, and I mean it's functional, but in a situation where it's a cosmetic issue because we're videotaping here, I didn't like it like that. So I'm just redoing this because it needs to be correct, because this is permanent. It's going to be used for decades, so it's got to be correct. So the bench is correct now, and I got to fix the pegboard, and then that will be corrected, and then finally this should be functional. I'm going to do some work in the garage studio. Actually, let's go ahead and go out into the garage right now, because ultimately I'm going to have to use the garage studio for some time, because it's going to be a while before I get this one fixed. So let's just take a quick look into the garage and show what's going on in here. So I've got I put the ceiling fan in here to make it a little more homey, and we've got this bench here is clean. It's just the residual junk from the ceiling fan install, and then the lights. But I'm going to take that light down, and I've got 2 of those Lithonia fixtures. They'll just go there, and that will have good lighting for working and recording at these 2 tables. And this is where I'll move that pegboard into here, and so I'll mount it on this wall, and it doesn't really matter exactly how tall it is, because it doesn't need to come down. In fact, it can't come down to the bench all the way, because then you'd lose space on the bench. So it's it'll work out for in here, so it won't go to waste. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I got to get more pegboard, put it up in there. Once I put the lighting in here, this area should be pretty much ready for recording, and then I'll just run some temporary phone lines or whatever, and we'll do phone videos in here too, just for now until I get the other studio corrected. But I need to get back to regular videos. It's starting to cause a problem, so I'll work on this tonight, and then maybe do the phone lines and the data lines tomorrow, and hopefully soon we'll have regular videos again.